Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. So today, November 2024 inked pens. These are pens that I've got inked that aren't in my normal EDC and they haven't just been inked up just for a video and then will be cleaned out. I think this is the smallest number that I've had. There's only 9 today. So let's jump on in. First one, we've got the Canwrite Heritage. Fairly light pen. Comes from India. This is a piston filling pen. We do have a nice ink window and not sure if you can see that, there's very little ink in here. At the top here, this is just a blind cap. You take that off. That reveals the twist mechanism for the piston. I like this and I don't like this. I like it because I can't accidentally twist it. I don't like it. It could be so easy to lose that cap. On here, we've got a Canwrite nib. There we go. Nice two-tone nib, steel nib. The pen fits well in the hand and it does post. I don't use it posted, feels back heavy to me. So we've got here a Canwrite Heritage. This is a double broad or an extra broad nib. The price for this, you're looking about 42 Aussie dollars. The ink, I should have written that in first, is by Pure Pens. And it's John Frost. A nice sheening ink, made for them by Diamine. We'll leave that to dry and then hopefully we'll come back and look at the sheen. So that's pen number 1, the Canwrite Heritage. Pen number 2, we jump over to India. Here we've got the Hondian 960. Nice classic looking pen, isn't it? It's got the flat ends, nice black colour, very professional looking pen. This one is a cartridge converter. There we go. Got plenty of ink in there. Just close that on down. Beautiful, nice nib there, number 6 nib. Again, we've got a 2-tone nib. I do like 2-tone nibs. It's another one, nice and comfy in the hand. Doesn't post overly well. It will post, but it posts just about there. To me, it makes the pen feel very long. But again, I don't use it posted. So we've got here a Hondian. This feels a bit scratchy compared to that Canwrite. And it's the 960 with a fine nib. Again, steel nib. The ink in here is by Diamine. And it's Bliss. Beautiful blue ink. Price for this pen, about 45 Aussie dollars. So there we've got the Hondian 960. Let's just take a look at the previous one while I remember. Can you see that sheen coming through? Wow, loads of red sheen there. Hopefully the camera can capture this. I'm going to try different camera angles. I can see there where we've got Canwrite Heritage written. Got absolutely loads coming through. Very nice to look at. Up next, we're going to jump over to Germany for a Faber-Castell pen. This is the Hexo. My one and only Faber-Castell pen. I will have to do something about that. I think I'll have to get some more eventually. This is nice. Again, feels quite light. It's a cartridge converter. What I do though, I just refill the cartridge. I don't really need the converter. You have to buy the converter separately. I may do that in the end, but at the moment I'm quite happy just refilling that cartridge, and the length of it takes quite a lot of ink. It's also all plastic, so I wonder if you'd get away with eyedropper in it. I don't intend to, but it's an option. We've got a smaller nib on here. I would say this is more like a number 5 nib. Nice black nib though, goes well with the darkness of the blue, doesn't it? In the hand, another one, nice fit. Again, posts quite nicely, but I use them unposted. So we've got here a, wow, this is a really wet writer, Faber-Castell, and I can hear it whispering to me as I'm writing. The model is the Hexo, and this has got a broad nib. Price-wise, you're looking at about roughly 46 Aussie dollars, so not a bad price. Again, I forgot to put the ink. It's by Diamine. and it's a Thunderbolt. I think this is a really good combination. Nice ink, nice match there to the pen. So that's a Faber-Castell Hexo. We're going back to China for the next two pens. The first one, the Wing Sung 699. Nearly a clone of the Pilot Custom 823, but an awful lot cheaper. This particular version is a piston filling pen. So the piston mechanism goes down to about here. That limits the amount of ink you can have in there. There is a vacuum filling version as well. I do much prefer this piston one. Nice dark blue colour. On here we've got another number 6 nib, again two-tone. Just adds that little bit of class. Nice fit in the hand. Posts really well. But it's another one. In fact, I think all today's pens are pens that I use unposted. So we've got here a Wing Sung. $6.99. The nib on this is a medium. Does feel quite stiff. The ink is by Diamine. And it's Ruby Blues. Another sheening ink. Price wise, here we're looking about 46 Aussie dollars again. Another nice ink. Again, we'll let that dry and then we'll come back to look at it to see if we can see any of that sheen coming through. Up next, the final pen under 100 Aussie dollars, staying in China for the Mastodon on the Moonman M800. When I bought this, they were still called Moonman. This is the purple version. I've got all 4 versions of this. Very nice pen. I really like this. Just look at them colours. Cartridge converter with metal fittings. Not a lot of ink left in here. As you can see, I've already moved that down. So hopefully there'll be enough in here to write. If not, I'll prime the feed. Unposted. And again, it will post. Nib on this, another two-tone nib. This is a Bock nib. So with the M800, certainly when I bought these, you had a choice of 2 nibs. You could get a Moonman nib or a Bock nib. So I got 2 with the Moonman and 2 with the Bock. Nib size though was limited. I believe you could get fine. There may have been an extra fine, but that was it. But it's nice in the hand. So we've got here a Mastodon. Yep, it did start writing. And M800. This has got a fine nib. The ink is by Diamine. And it's Festive Joy. Price for this pen is about 52 Aussie dollars. Because it's got the Bock nib, you do pay a little bit more than what you would pay for the Moonman nib. But it's nice there. That's the Mastodon M800. Let's just take a look at these inks. Can we see anything coming through? So I can see there, yeah, loads of that red sheen there coming through with the Diamine Ruby Blues. Very nice. I think from memory, the Festive Joy is a chameleon, but I'm not really seeing much. Maybe a bit of gold, but not really seeing a lot coming through yet. So from these 5 pens, let's just pull this down. I've got 2 here. These are both going in the clean out pot. Let's move the page up a bit and we'll look at the pens over 100 Aussie dollars. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Pens over 100 Aussie dollars. We start in Taiwan with a TWSBI pen, the TWSBI VAC 700R in this beautiful kyanite. Now I'm deliberately agitating this because there is a shimmer ink in here. That might even be a Starbright, I think. Vacuum filling pen. So you can see there, this going all the way down. This also acts as a shut-off valve. So if I shut it down and lift up to the camera, and then if you watch that little plunger, as I unscrew it, the plunger lifts slightly, which then opens up from the body into the section. Very nice little touch, isn't it? I love the nib on this. Number 6 size nib. Wow. Just look at that. Two-tone, but it's not gold and steel. It's steel and then that lovely blue pop there of that kyanite colour. Very nice. Fits well in the hand. Doesn't post overly well. It posts back down to here. So it's only just hanging on there. It's another one. Don't really post it. So for me, it doesn't really matter. So we've got here a TWSBI. VAC 700R. The nib on this is a 1.1 stub nib. The ink by Diamine, and it's Glacier. Love the base colour of this. And because this is a stub, I'm just going to do this very quickly. There's a line going down, there's a line going across. You get that natural line variation. Price wise, you're looking approximately 160 Aussie dollars for this pen. It's nice though, I really enjoy it, even though it's 3 times more than the last pen that I had under 100 Aussie dollars. So that's the TWSBI VAC 700R. We're staying in Taiwan for the Opus 88 Coloro. This is teal and blue, the teal the plastic part, the blue ebonite. You can just about see through the body so you can get a rough idea of the ink level. This is an eyedropper filler. So to fill the pen, you would remove the section from the body, then very carefully you would put your ink in there. I use a blunt nose syringe, but you can use an eyedropper, hence where it gets its name from. In the hand, very nice. I've got this open here. This has got another shut-off valve. And then we've got here the nib. Smallish looking nib, isn't it? All one colour. So we've got here an Opus 88 Coloro. Got a broad nib on here. The ink is by Diamine. And it's Bliss. Price for this pen, you're looking about 167 Aussie dollars. Really nice. I actually quite like this ink in here as well. I think it goes really well. Just going to hold this up so we can have a look at the VAC 700R, that Diamine Glacier. I think this was a Starbright, and hopefully again the light will catch this properly for the camera. But loads and loads and loads of that gorgeous silver shimmer coming through to my eye. The next pen, still in Taiwan, still from Opus 88. Here we've got the Opus 88 Omar. Beautiful pen, really chunky pen. Just going to fetch in that one we've just looked at. Look at the size difference, a lot chunkier. So it's a pen, if you've got small hands, maybe a bit too big. I love it. It's another eyedropper. Again, I've got the mechanism here open. I love this green colour. Absolutely stunning. So take the cap off. We've got a number 6 nib on here. I believe made by Yoho. Opus 88 there engraved on it. Beautiful nib. Steel nib. In the hand, wow. For me, it's ever so comfortable. Again, you can sort of post it, but it only goes on here. So I wouldn't really recommend that. It's only just hanging on. But I don't think you need it. It's really big. So we've got here an Opus 88 Omar. Oh, writes beautifully. With a broad nib. The ink is by Diamine. And it's Alpine. A little bit of an issue there. That was a Gary issue, I think. Price-wise, you're looking about 176 Aussie dollars. Beautiful pen, very smooth, gorgeous to write with. Looks really nice as well, I think. Again, a pen, like a few of the other ones, I'd be quite happy to take this into a professional setting. So that was the Opus 88 Omar. Our last pen. For this one, we're going to jump to Italy. And this is a Delta pen. This is the Delta Dune. The pattern is called a Reflex. Piston filling pen. You've got a little piston window here. I'd have liked to have seen that piston window a little bit bigger, but that's just me. The actual piston window is blue, so it's not fully transparent. Does hinder me because it's not as wide as I'd like in seeing the ink level, but it doesn't really matter. It still works. Very nice pen. Love this colour. As I said, we've got a piston filler. We've got a beautiful black nib there. And just look at that in the hand. I believe this is another one where it's a Yoho nib. We've got here a Delta Dune. Or is it Duna? I'm not sure, because I'm saying it as English would, but I think the Italian would be more like a Duna. The nib on here is a broad. The ink by Diamine. It's Nightshade. Gorgeous looking ink for this pen. Price wise, we're looking about 222 Aussie dollars. I think the ink goes quite well with this. You know, it does pick out some of these blue tones. Beauty of this, so you could use virtually any colour because there's a lot of grey in it. So that's the Delta Dune. So these are my pens that I've currently got inked up. As I said, a short month this month, which is in one respect good, isn't it? It means I've been doing really well. Over the last 2 weeks, I've cleaned out 20 pens. I know my poor hands washing all those pens out, but it's been really good. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. How many pens have you got inked up at the moment? How do you decide when to clean them? Is it a case of you keep writing until they're out of ink? Or do you maybe wait until you start feeling bored with them, then just clean them out? Please drop a comment down below. Let's kickstart that conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.